let's get a quick overview of Sande's interface. Here I have a dope sheet open, and people familiar with classical animation will know that a dope sheet was a way of keeping track of all the different layers in your animation and every frame of your animation. And in Sandde, you could think of it in a similar way. A dope sheet's a container for all your different work cells, and the vertical is all the different layers, and the horizontal is the representation of a kind of timeline or where the work cells are. So, creation of a work cell will prompt Geppetto to open, and the Geppetto window is just underneath. And Geppetto is named after the famous puppeteer, and that's because this is where all your drawings and animations will really come to life in Sandde. I want to draw your attention to 4 different aspects of Geppetto. First, Geppetto's item tree. Second, when an item is selected, the item properties in the lower right-hand corner. The actions list that's just above it, that's presently empty because there are no actions right now, but in a more finished project there would be a longer list of actions depending on the cell that you were in. And then lastly, I wanted to take a look at the toolbar that has different tools like draw, texture stamp, select, and move, and many other tools that we'll get into in more detail later. To the left, what I have open right now is the tab called Color Tree. This is where all your palettes, you can have more than one palette associated with the project. This is where these will be stored and where you'd access them. The Control palette. The Brush editor, which is where you get to control the look and design of your brush when you're drawing. And the Preferences menu. Now above it is a very important function, and this is Wanda. And Wanda helps you set out parameters for your Z space, for how you draw, not in up and down, but into the screen when you're in the Sandde canvas. And what I just want you to be aware of for now is that this is a bird's eye view of the Z space, and that this green part is the wand's domain. So it's a way of controlling the part of Z space that your wand operates within. There'll be much more on this later. I just want to give an overview of the Sandde canvas. For you, the Sandde canvas is likely on a separate screen. For these tutorials, it pops up. You'll notice my wand's cursor is in red and blue. This is because these tutorials are in Anaglyph 3D, although your Sandde station is likely set up in a different kind of 3D, but this will allow you to see it on any computer as long as you have red-blue Anaglyph glasses. And within this Sandde canvas, if you press the plus key, you will see that a menu pops up. So I just wanted you to be aware of these different elements, and I'm just going to go through them to recap. On your actual interface, we looked at Wanda, which helps you control Z space. The dope sheet, which is a container for your work cells and a representation of the kind of timeline and the vertical representation of layers. The Geppetto, which is where your animations and drawings come to life. Your preferences, brush editor, control palette, and color tree.